Hello, my name is Jimmy and welcome to the 2021 Hyundai Sonata. This is the hybrid model. So let's eco-consciously accelerate. Actually, that won't be entertaining at all. Let's put it into sport mode. Let's see what it's got. Okay, that's not horrible. Zero to 60 comes in about 8 seconds or so, which, I mean, if you're drag racing a Sonata hybrid, well, you really got to think twice about what you're actually doing. What this vehicle matters the most important factor, it's EPA. And it actually does really, really well. On this specific model, it's 47 combined, 45 in the city, and 51 on the highway. However, there is a blue model. The blue model is like the base trim, and the base trim, you get better fuel economy. 52 miles per gallon combined, 50 in the city, and 54 on the highway. Those numbers match the Camry hybrid, which is its biggest competitor, and it's actually better than that of the Accord hybrid. So it's not bad. Let's take a look at the Sonata itself. It's an elegant looking car. Personally, I like this quite a bit more than the standard gas model. The gas model with its sportier front end, well, kind of reminds me of a catfish. This, the grille, it looks more elegant, especially with all the chrome that we have here. The daytime running light is still very, very unique, and they go up the sides of the vehicle and lassos around the side window. It's a good looking vehicle from the side as well. The 17-inch wheels that we have here, they don't look super out of place. I mean, what Hyundai wants to do here is increase range, and these 17-inch wheels with its kind of aerodynamic shape definitely helps with that. On the back end, it's just as good looking as the others. I love the taillight design here. It's really, really nice. Something that is definitely unique with the hybrid, it's the roof itself. There's no panoramic sunroof that we find in the regular model. Instead, we have a solar roof system here. This solar roof system looks cool and is made by LG. And what you have to know, well, it's able to give you about 2 miles a day for additional range. So in a year, they say it's roughly about 700 miles that's free from the solar charger itself. Super, super cool. What I have to say about the outside, well, it's a good looking car. I don't think it's offensive in any way. It slots right between the family sedan market really, really well. Let's take a look at the trunk. There's a hidden release right in the middle of the Hyundai logo. Give that a press and the trunk pops open, revealing 16 cubic feet. This is the exact same size as we get on the standard model, which is nice. You don't lose out on any trunk space because of the hybrid system. The battery is underneath the rear seats. The rear seats themselves, super comfortable. They're heated back here and there's plenty of support. There's plenty of headroom and legroom as well. One thing I did find, maybe it's just because of how many SUVs I've been in, but it just sits a little bit lower than I personally like. I may want that kind of the command seating position. So the rear seats is a little higher than the front, so you're able to look over. But it's not bad at all. As for the front seats, also very supportive and comfortable. Here in Canada, there's only one trim. It's the ultimate trim, they call it. So there's no options available, and you get everything that the US top trim model gets. So I have the heated and cooled seats, I have a heated steering wheel, and behind the steering wheel, a full digital cluster. The digital cluster itself works great. It shows plenty of information, and it's nice and bright. The only thing is, when you're changing between drive modes, the animation itself is a little bit slower than I personally would like. But who's changing drive modes that often? It really shouldn't matter all that much. Above the cluster, I do have a heads-up display, but the display that really matters is the infotainment. It is a 12.3-inch widescreen unit. It has the latest Hyundai and Kia software. It works really, really well. There's Apple CarPlay, there's Android Auto. On the main screen, it divides itself into 3 different sections, so you can see your map, your media functions, as well as your fuel economy if you want. It's a good system overall with this dedicated volume button. The only thing is, the seat and track button is just a little bit further away than I personally like. If I'm just sitting right against the chair, I can't reach it. I have to lean forward. But that shouldn't matter too much, as you do have dedicated media buttons on the steering wheel. Below we have our climate control. It works well. I like the dual zone climate control that we have here, and the 3-stage automated system. So you're really able to set the exact temperature and the amount of air that gets blown through those vents. Underneath the climate control is a vast space because there's no shifter. Well, there is, but it's a push button shifter that's off to the side. So you're able to press the button that you need for your gear selector, no need for a clunky shifter itself. And that clears up space for the Qi wireless charger that we have off to the side and all this amount of room here. Overall, the interior is really, really nice. There's soft touch materials everywhere you touch, and it's just a nice cabin to be in. There's even ambient lighting to really shine up the cabin at night. It's only lower down where you get some scratchier plastics, but that's completely fine as most of its competitors are exactly the same. But enough about the interior. What about how it drives? Well, it drives like a normal Sonata should, and that's a good thing. It's not special, it's not like lighter by any means. There are other hybrid vehicles out there that just, well, lacks any driver involvement. The steering wheel is just numb and you just don't feel anything. In this, well, there's still quite a bit of direction to the steering wheel, and the throttle and brakes work well. It's quite immediate. The engine that's under the hood, it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder. No turbo system in here, just a standard 4-cylinder gasoline motor. By itself, it makes 150 horsepower, but with the electric motors, it's combined at 192 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque. All that power gets sent through the front wheels through a 6-speed automatic. And that's something that's very different than other hybrid vehicles. Most of them uses a continuously variable transmission, or CVT for short. It's a belt-driven system that changes the diameter of a pulley to, well, accelerate the vehicle through infinite amount of gears. The biggest problem with CVTs is a rubber band feeling to it. So when you depress the throttle, well, it doesn't really do anything, it's not instantaneous. You just have the revs kind of go up and it slowly brings you forward. It's not natural, but this, it is, because I can floor it. Takes a second, but it accelerates, and accelerates well. But being a traditional automatic, there is a downfall to it. It's just not as smooth because the engine has to climb the revs to kind of match the wheel speed, unlike a CVT where it can be a little bit more granular. Well, it's a little jerky from time to time, especially when it's switching between electrical and the normal gasoline motor. In terms of the suspension, it's quite soft actually. It's definitely not a sports car by any means. It soaks up all the bumps it needs, but the best thing about it is the brakes. A lot of hybrid vehicles out there, because it uses the brakes for regen, it's just not as smooth. When you press on the pedal, it switches between the regeneration brakes and the actual brakes that's on the brake discs. It's, well, clunky. But this feels like a normal car, and that's definitely a high praise. And when you're driving around town or even on the highway, there's lane keep assist, lane departure warning, collision mitigation braking, radar guided cruise control, and it's stop and go as well. So you can use it in traffic. And it's a good system. Hyundai, they just really know how to do advanced driving safety features. Anyways, let me pull over here and let's talk about this car and its final thoughts. The Sonata. The hybrid powertrain, it actually makes this a little bit better. Sure, it's not as sporty, it's not as fast, but you're not buying a Sonata to be a race car driver. You're buying a Sonata because you want a good family vehicle to just go to the shops, drop off the kids. And this is perfect for that. You have an amazing interior, it's super spacious, it's great on gas, and it's actually decently priced. Here in Canada, as we only have one model, it's 41,000 Canadian dollars. But in the US, you can get the blue trim, which is the base model, and that's at 28,000 US dollars. And if you want the top trim, similar to the options we have here, that's 35,000 US. Something that is odd is the Smart Park feature. It's available in the regular gas model, but on this, well, I don't have it. I do have an auto start, which is nice, but no Smart Park. I don't know why they left that out, but it is what it is. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. Like the video if you do, subscribe if you want to see more. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.